after a postponed game.
He was the starter, and he pitched very well, efficient couple of innings. And then you've got Tate McGuire on the mound for the Gatemen, who's second summer with the Gatemen as well. Last year threw 26 innings with a 2-1 record. He's only thrown 4 innings so far this year, but hasn't given up any runs, so quite the pitching duel tonight.
Well, more pregame coverage will be coming up next, and first pitch will be here at 6 p.m. Ariel Tamir-Pinsky now joined by Gotkin and Devon Jarvis. Adam, we're coming off an off day yesterday and an off day technically on Wednesday, but we had that 12-6 win over Hyannis where we scored a lot of runs.
Yeah, it was definitely the best offensive performance of the season by the Bourne Braves thus far. Runs in 7 out of 9 innings, multiple crooked numbers. You know, they just did everything right on offense. They hit for contact. They were patient at the plate. Really all that you could ask for. Just a culmination of all the improvements that we saw over the last couple weeks. It all came together the first time that they played at McKeon Park.
Well, we're in that point in the season where it's important to keep getting the wins, to keep the morale up going into the playoff hunt.
Yeah, games 20 through 30 right now. Kind of looked at the dog days in the Cape season, but Bourne's been doing a really good job. They won 5 of their last 6. If they can keep this going, they keep morale high for the fans, for the players, in a really important spot because you set yourself up with wins now. If you can really eliminate the contention for playoffs, you go in those final 10. If you've been feeling good as a team, it makes the pressure a lot.
Coming up next, and first pitch at 6 p.m. Ariel Tamir-Pinsky now joined by hitting coach Jeff Lemoncelli. Pinsky now joined by hitting coach Jeff Lemoncelli. Coach, it's league with wooden bats. When new players are coming in constantly, how do you get them to adjust to the new bats a little bit quicker?
Well, I mean, just find the sweet spot and just getting comfortable with the weight and everything. And, you know, a lot of these guys have used them in college, especially in the fall. But it's not a real big adjustment for them. But obviously, you know, aluminum bats, the balls are going to be hit a little bit harder. But they do a great job of understanding the sweet spot and taking BP and understanding where to hit it. And it's been a good adjustment for them. It's been quick.
And I know pitching coach Kevin Curtin has the pitcher's journal. Do you encourage any kind of mental routine for the hitters at the plate?
Absolutely. I believe in it. I mean, I got certified 3 years ago by Brian Kane, and I believe in it. The mental performance training is especially in our game, it's a game of failure. But they need that as far as visualization and mental imagery and self-talk and just to relax them and slow the game down. It's very important.
Yeah, what's something specific to this team that you've seen key to the team getting wins?
Well, you know, when we pitch well and play defense and have timely hitting, I mean, we put it all together, we're going to win. You know, but sometimes, you know, like early on we struggle with one, you know, maybe the pitchers weren't, you know, throwing strikes. Maybe then the hitters weren't getting timely hits or hitting at all. But when we put it together, because we have a good pitching staff, and they've been throwing well lately, and I know we can hit. So when you put it all together and play good defense, we're going to win games. All
right, I've seen you've been warming up a little bit. You've been throwing BP all season. How's the arm feeling?
It's getting better. The back hurts, but the arm it's getting better.
Thanks for joining me. Good luck tonight.
1 week after the July 4th doubleheader between rivals, the Bourne Braves and Wareham Gatemen are back in action here on Red Shirt Friday from Spillane Field. Hello, everyone, and welcome into the Bourne Braves Broadcast Network on Cape League TV. I'm Adam Gotkin alongside Devon Jarvis. You'll hear from our sideline reporter Ariel Tamir-Pinsky later. This should be a fun one. These two teams enter today's game, Bourne with a record of 9-10-1, Wareham at 8-13, both looking for wins and both looking to bounce back and get back into the swing of things after a league-wide day off yesterday.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how things can shake up. Bourne didn't play a game on Wednesday. The field was not in proper condition, so it's kind of like a day and a half of an off day. You talked about it in the pregame. They still had to warm up, but still a lot of rest for these Bourne players who are playing very, very hot. 5 wins in their last 6 games. You got to love what they've been posting recently, Adam.
The Wareham Gatemen are in last place of the Cape Cod West Division, but just 3 points behind the Bourne Braves, I should say. Every team in the West Division is within 7 points. The top place Hyannis Harborhawks at just 23, and the last place Wareham Gatemen at just 16. This is a interesting starting pitching matchup because it is, well, the exact same one as when these teams last met on July 4th. For the Bourne Braves, it's Folger Boaz getting his 3rd start of the season And back on the fourth, Devon, it was a very different outing from his first appearance.
Yeah, it was a lot different. You compare those two, and it's pretty clear he was just a little bit not ready in that first time up against Katuitt. Pitched no innings in the start as a starter, allowed 4 runs. You get some rest. You come out about a week later, and Folger pitches 3 2/3, only allows 1 run, has 4 Ks. He looked a lot more comfortable, was just recently off the plane in that Katuitt game, so you gotta like what you had to see in that Wareham game. You're hoping he can spark similar magic this time around.
On the other side of things, Tate McGuire gets the nod for the Gatemen. He is making his 10th appearance in his Cape Cod career, was one of Wareham's key starters last season, and he's a really solid pitcher. He's always going to give good stuff.
He is, and he's going to present a challenge to these guys. Last time maybe wasn't as he hoped, but still overall a very solid outing from Tate McGuire. He's been a player at Arkansas who's been extremely solid, teammates of 2 starters in the Bourne lineup today. He, overall in the season, is yet to allow an earned run. He looked really good in that game against Bourne. It was just the 5 spot in the 6th inning that came later that really lost them to the game. So if he does what he did last time, this team should be set up for success. It's that Bourne offense that's been really hot, though.
McGuire's last start against Bourne, he got a 1-2-3 inning in the first. Got the first out against the first batter he saw in the second, gave up 2 straight singles and a double play, and then the third, it was 2 outs, a walk, and a third out. So very quick work for him. He did go just chiz, so it'll be interesting to see if McGuire gets stretched out more today now that we're into the middle of the season. Yeah, this is game number 21 of the year for the Braves, so as you talked about in the pregame, Devon, we are now really into the thick of things and into, you could say, the dog days of summer, because the last 10 games are really the playoff push. These 10 are kind of just the in-between. You're after 4th of July, and you're in the true heat.
Yeah, you are. This is the time that you want to sneak some wins in. It's an underrated part of the season because that last 10 stretch is just looked as a playoff push. Right now, you are able to get those wins and set yourself up for that playoff push extremely, extremely well. It's an underrated time of the season. You want to keep the morale high for both the fans and the players.
Well, we'll step aside for the national anthem. Be back in just a moment with starting lineups and first pitch. With that, we are ready to get going from Spillane Field. And Devon, why don't you go ahead and give us our starting lineups?
Beginning with the Bourne Braves, Riker Waite will be starting off once again, the freshman out of Vanderbilt playing shortstop. Nick Groves is batting second, and maybe his last game with the Bravos before the draft. He's playing left field. Batting third, Camden Koziel out of Arkansas playing designated hitter. Kahio Aloy is the cleanup playing right field out of Arkansas. Batting fifth is Kay Lewis and is out of Vanderbilt. John LeGrande is batting seventh out of St. John's playing center field. Jimmy Keenan is the catcher from Wake. Chris McHugh is leading things off for the Gatemen playing first base. Levi Clark, one of the best players in the Cape League so far, is playing left field out of Tennessee. Hunter Carnes out of Florida State is playing catcher batting third.
Batting cleanup is Colby Turner out of Michigan, playing right field. Braden Randall out of Ole Miss is playing second base, batting fifth. Batting sixth is Caden McDonald out of Florida, playing designated hitter. Colin Ritchie is the center fielder out of Oklahoma State, batting seventh. Vance Sheehan is batting eighth out of South Carolina Upstate, playing shortstop. And Caius Gargett is batting ninth out of Kentucky, playing third base.
As we said earlier, it's Tate McGuire getting the start today for the Gatemen, the hurler out of Arkansas. He is a veteran now to Cape Cod, was one of the top arms last summer out here. He made 7 starts, although never really got much length. McGuire topped out at about 4 innings. He averaged just about 3 2/3 last season, so it'll be interesting to see what his leash is like today. Last time out, he went just 3 innings, only 51 pitches, but they do not let him go too long into games. McGuire started 4 games this past year for the Razorbacks. He appeared in 14, had a 4.55 ERA in 27 innings. He gave up 23 hits, 14 runs. He walked 9 and struck out 24. A whip of 1.1. So, yeah, McGuire's got really good stuff. He goes fastball, slider, curveball, and cutter. The right-hander stands at 6'3", 215 pounds. He's a native of Shawnee Mission, Kansas. The umpires today, Mike Hinojosa is the man calling balls and strikes behind home plate. Ryan DeMar is going to be moving between first and second base, and Mike Rabideau will be moving between. It's a real nice Bourne contingent here. This is the closest road game for the Bravos. These are the 2 furthest west teams in the Cape League. Tate McGuire almost done with his warm-up pitches. He'll face off against Riker Waite, Nick Groves, Cam Kojal in the top of the first. It's a Bourne offense that's hitting .254 on the season. They've really hit their stride recently. Last time out, the best offensive performance of the season, 12 runs against the Hyannis Harbor Hawks, and Devon, they'll look to continue that momentum today.
Yeah, you think so. They found this stride in the middle of the season offensively. They were hitting for average, just not able to convert runners in scoring position. Right now, everything is coming together, and there is no complaints. They're hitting for power, they're hitting for average, and they're just moving players along, oftentimes scoring with small ball, which is the way to do it, Adam. If it's working, continue it.
In the July 3rd, July 4th doubleheaders, Bourne won Game 1 4-3, Game 2 5-2. Riker Waite, the switch hitter, makes his way into the left-handed batter's box to face Tate McGuire to get things going in Game 3 of the summer between the Bourne Braves and the Wareham Gate. Right-hander out of Arkansas comes set on the mound out of the windup. Here's the first pitch. Bunt shown, it's fouled back off the netting and back towards the field of play. The count 0-1.
There's that small ball right away. Riker Waite, a super fast player. We've seen him lay down a few bunts this season. Bourne's been developing this offensive identity, and it's led to the victories.
Waite hitting .316 on the season. He leads the Braves in OPS at .881. The wind and the 0-1 pitch. Swinging a ground ball, hit softly towards the right side. Randall, the second baseman, moving in. He sidearm fires to first, and it's in time for out number 1. 2 pitches and 1 out to start the day for Tate McGuire. He put Bourne down 1-2-3 when he faced him a week ago. Nick Groves makes his way into the left-handed batter's box. The left fielder today, he's hitting .214 on the season, came in as a pinch hitter last time out against Hyannis and hit an RBI triple. From the wind, the first pitch from McGuire is in for a strike on a fastball on the count 0-1. That was a game that meant a little bit more than usual for Nick Groves to be able to get an at-bat in as he was facing off against his former team. The wind in the 0-1. Another pitch taken, called strike on the outside part of the plate, that time an off-speed, and the count 0-2. McGuire likes to work fast. He gets the ball back, takes a deep breath, and looks in. From the wind, here's the kick and the pitch. Fastball up and outside a ball. It's 1-2. At the first ball thrown today by McGuire. He's usually really solid with his control. Just 1 walk through 4 innings this summer. The right-hander winds and deals. A swing and a bouncing ball back up the middle again, this time towards the shortstop, Sheehan. He sends one to first. It's in time for out number 2. 2 up, 2 down for the Bravos in the top of the first inning. A ground out to second and a ground out to short. That gives way for Camden Kojal, the designated hitter out of Arkansas.
McGuire's been really exceptional in his limited innings so far in the Cape. You would like to see Bourne crack him hopefully in one of these innings before he leaves the game. It was only 1 inning of scoring last time for the Braves against the Gatemen.
The left-handed hitting Kojal digs in. Wareham's infield shifted a bit to the